Right. Who is ready for the Chinese Grand Prix? I have no business being this energetic at 6 AM, but we absolutely move. Welcome. Just like yesterday, I didn't wake up. Luckily for me, I did actually just wake up naturally in time, but yeah, so I've only been awake 15 minutes, but we are locked. Chinese Grand Prix. We're ready. We are so ready. Oscar will win. I don't know why everyone is saying Lewis will win. Great question, to be fair. It's a very, very good question. I don't know why people are saying that as well, because he was alright in the sprint, obviously, but as soon as he got to normal quality, he was a little shit. So I don't think he's got any chance. Realistically, I think we have to face the fact that unless there is weather, red flags, all that bollocks, I think it'll just be a fight between the McLarens again. I think that's just, yeah, plainly obvious. However, we not only care about who wins, we also care about the podium and everything else. We want to see if Isaac Hadjar could score some points. That'd be nice. You know, maybe like Hamilton or Charlie getting on the podium, that kind of vibe. Little Carlos Sainz comeback, maybe. We also have Liam Lawson starting in the pit lane. I love that so much. Like, it's actually unrivaled how much I love that. It's such an amazing feeling. Yeah, we are going to have the formation lap in about 7 minutes. I probably should have started this a couple minutes later, considering, you know, I usually run out of things to say after the first 2 or 3 minutes, and we've still got 7 to go. Let's make a list. You know what, actually, what we could do, I've had a great idea. Let's do, okay, right, hang on. Hang on a second. Who am I missing? You. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, cool. Everyone on the same side as Russell will have a bad start due to a major leak from an F1 Academy car. Oh, I thought you was gonna say because like the what would it be? Actually, to be fair, either side should probably be just as grippy, because when you exit the final corner, you're like an arc from the bottom right of the final corner to the left of the first corner, so it ain't that. So, F1 Academy gas leak. Well, not gas leak, but like, leak. Oh, okay. Bro, am I late? No, you're absolutely not. The race starts in 5 minutes, blood. What was I going to do? Oh, yes. Let's do a spin the wheel. And with this spin the wheel, Shorts viewers are missing out because I can't be bothered. Yeah, this is going to be a prediction for the Grand Prix using a wheel spin. Now, last time, the wheel got, I believe, 3 correct. It was like Hamilton, Stroll, and Albon or something. So, let's spinner. And we'll do the point scorers. We won't do the whole 20, we'll just do the point scorers. So, to win the Grand Prix. Alright. Esteban Ocon is going to win the Grand Prix. That's good. Nice. That's what you want. Finishing P2 on the podium, we are going to have Kimi Antonelli. Alright, that's slightly more realistic, but just still not really. And then the final podium place is going to be... Oh... Okay, that is actually very realistic. Well done, Wheel. So, the Wheel has chosen Esteban Ocon to win the Grand Prix, followed by Kimi Antonelli and George Russell. Alright. Finishing P4 is going to be Yuki Tsunoda. Okay. That's all well and good. Next up, for finishing P5, we are going to have Nico Hulkenberg. Alright, this is going horribly wrong thus far. Like, terribly wrong. Ocon Masterclass, surely. I've subscribed. What's the name of the game? What do you mean by game? Finishing P6 is going to be... Oh, Jesus web. Yeah, this is the opposite of what, like, the top 10 would look like. Apart from Russell, I can't see any of these lot scoring points. Maybe Tsunoda, actually. That's a bit more like it. Lando Norris P7. You know he loves a bottle job, so that is actually a good prediction. I like that. Now we have, I believe, three more to do. So finishing P8 in the Grand Prix is going to be Max Verstappen. Alright, okay. Yeah, I like these, you know. Oh, I forgot to take him off. Where is he? There. And the final one, for the final point scorer, I think, is going to be Gabriel Bortoleto. Okay, let's check. 3, 6. Oh no, there's one more. There's one more. Finishing P10 in the Grand Prix is going to be... Oh, Chili Con Carne. Oh, right. How's that gone so horribly wrong? What country am I in? Rule Britannia. I've been to Indonesia. That's really cool, actually. Someone from all the way over the world tuning in. Right, let's lock in with Formula 1 now because the formation lap is about to start. But just for a recap, the spin the wheel as a... Oh, I got the wrong thing up. There you go. The spin the wheel has chosen as the top 10 for the race as an Esteban Ocon W. As you P11. Everyone's done that well in quali. Kimi Antonelli rocking up to P2, and George Russell completing the podium, followed by Yuki Tsunoda and Nico Hulkenberg covering the top 5, and then we have Liam Lawson last to P6, ahead of Lando Norris in P7, Max Verstappen in P8, Gabriel Bortoleto from P19 to P9, and Carlos Sainz in P10. Okay, yeah, that hasn't gone well. So the wheel has predicted that Piastri, Hamilton, Leclerc, Hadjar, Albon, Alonso, and Stroll all don't score points. For sure. Hadjar stalled on the line. Oh no. Well, I think he's going. You know, he's going. So, I'm glad he got that fixed. My YouTube Shorts chat just being littered by bots. I try and, like, talk anyway, just, like, in case they aren't a bot, but... So, will Oscar Piastri have a bottle job off the line and lose the lead? I'm going to say no, because I think this geezer is considerably more composed than, say, the other McLaren driver. Do you know what I mean? I'm way too tired for this. I keep just staring into blank space because my brain just keeps shutting off. Ah, needed that. Good cup of tea. Right. Oscar lining up. He's got quite a way to go, actually. Doesn't the starting grid actually start about here? It's quite a way away, isn't it? Hang on, wait, I'm busy. Right, I'm not busy anymore. Right, everyone lining up? Still? Why is Liam not... Oh, I thought Lawson was, Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't know that. Wait. I had no idea that when you start in the pit lane, you do actually come out and do a formation lap and then go back in. I thought you just stayed in the pit lane. Okay, that's cool. Well done, Lawson. Is that, if I'm not mistaken, that's the second time in a row he's starting from the pit lane, so that's just really funny, isn't it? Right, Gabriel is now lined up. You are about to see the cars dash at 300 kph into turn 1, and you can also see on the left if there are any overtakes, and we are off. Come on then, let's have ya. Race number 2. That is a world-class stop. Surely Russell takes the lead, no? No, he doesn't. He actually... Oh, Lando Norris. Hey! Go on, Lando. Little P1 skis. Max Verstappen already drops 2 places down to P6. The Ferraris have done him. And Norris has actually gained a place on the opening lap. Antonelli has got past Hadjar. Hulkenberg's dropped down a lot. Hulkenberg is doing something because he's dropped all the way down to P17. He's actually even further down now. He's obviously had a little bit of contact or something along those lines. However, Bortoleto as well, up 3 places. Then loses that to Behrman. Look at the lead though. Oscar Pastry already 7, 8, 9 tenths ahead. Alright, calm down. And we have a yellow flag. It is going to be Gabriel Bortoleto, who is off the track. However, he is going again. So he obviously got spun. Something along those lines. He's now going again, which means we shouldn't get any form of safety car on lap 1, which, to be honest, I don't really like. I don't like lap 1 safety cars because they're just, you know, you want to let the racing, you know, carry on and then slow down with a safety car. Let me quickly get the race on my phone so I can actually see what happened there. I probably should have done that in the first place, but I just sort of didn't. Oscar Piastri rounds the one of the final corners, that hairpin where it all went catastrophically wrong for most drivers in qualifying, and Piastri crosses the line to start. Lap number 2 already. Now, I feel like I need to, I do need to point this out. What was I going to say? Oh, yes. For some reason, there's a weird thing with this website and the track. And on the track, as Gabriel Bortoleto comes into the pits, on the track, you can see it keeps, like, stopping every now and again. And that doesn't seem like much of an issue, but the issue that arises is that in, like, a couple laps' time, the track will be unbelievably delayed from the leaderboard. And I've tried refreshing the page using different browsers and stuff like that, and the problem stays. So it's obviously not a problem with me. So, what this means is, to end this segment, is in a few laps, basically ignore the track, just look at the leaderboard. The leaderboard on the left is live up to date. The one on the right, the track, will get slowly more delayed. I realise the right is actually the thing for you. Max Verstappen, Team Radio.
Yeah, Charles has a broken front wing.
That's not what you want to hear if you are a Ferrari fan. I've also realised they've now changed the graphics again. A little bit more frustrated with this website. Are we still all good on there? Yeah, we are. So Piastri starts lap 3. He is, well, 1.2 seconds ahead of Norris. George Russell with the fastest lap. Hey, I like that from him. And we have another yellow flag. Wait, did Bortoleto go off again? He might have gone off again, you know. That is outrageous. I feel really bad for him. He's already 31 seconds behind. That's a bit of a pisser. Lando Norris, purple sector 1, although he's basically equal with, like, well, the top 4. Hamilton currently cooking. 1.2 ahead of Charlie already, although it is announced by Verstappen that Charlie does have a broken front wing. However, it seems to not be changing his pace very much. You know, like, he seems to be alright. He's doing okay. He might pit later and change it, but for now, he's hanging on. He's doing alright. I like it, you know? Now, who's going to have DRS? Russell will? Yeah, Russell will have DRS. And he's the only one. Oh no, Max Verstappen has DRS as well, as does Antonelli, and Ocon and Albon are the ones lower down. Fun! Leclerc team radio saying, wait, that might come through on here. It does. Okay, I'm not going to read it. Let's hear it.
We have 20 to 30 points loss on the front. If we can survive, we wait the first stop.
We can survive.
What did he just say? Oh, did he say we can? He might have said we can stall. Alright, that makes more sense. Okay, lap number 4. Lando has got back within a second of his teammate. Pierre Gasly team radio.
Brakes on fire for Alonso.
Alonso's brakes are on fire. Well, that's typically not what you want. That is an issue, isn't it? That's not good. And Alonso is actually proper under pressure from Gasly, and Alonso's off! Alonso is off! Oh. That's a shame, isn't it? Alonso drops all the way down to P18. Well, shit. P19, actually. He's still going slow. I'm currently watching the Sky broadcast through turn 1, and I can see what happened between Alonso and Gasly. I'm going to assume that they just hit each other off and something like that. Let's have a look. Oh. Oh. It looks like Alonso just slowed down. I don't think anything happened. He just sort of stopped. Okay, well, he's still going, and I believe he's now back up to full racing speed, albeit he is now multiple seconds behind. Here is an Alonso radio to see what's going down.
Yeah, I cannot brake. No brakes, no brakes.
I mean, the comms from Pierre Gasly is outrageous, by the way. The fact that Blood actually just sit there and went, his brakes are on fire, can you, like, you know, that's a problem. And then he goes and says he's got brake failure. That's nice. That was a very fun opening, like, few corners. I like that. Anyway, Lando Norris back outside of DRS. I tell you what, Russell, he's on fire today. And just this weekend, I'm not sure why the Mercedes hasn't looked so good, but not, like, horrendous. Alonso now entering the pits. There is a very high probability that he's going to retire from the race, purely because what's the point of pitting? There's nothing wrong with the tyres, just fix the brakes. But yeah, the fact that he's... Oh no, it seems like he has stopped. Is this... I can't tell. Oh well. George Russell with DRS down the back straight, although it seems like it's not really doing anything. As I say that, Russell is getting extremely close. Oh, I tell you what, if Russell can get within 0.6 of Lando, he can get past. Hamilton saying he's been hit by something, or is that Leclerc? Hang on, we do have the radio coming through.
I've been hit by someone.
Hamilton says he's been hit by someone. Alonso now still in the pits, which means he is definitely out of the race. That's unlucky, really, isn't it? Hamilton saying he was hit. Oh! Oh, really? It was the Ferraris that crashed into each other. Oh! Oh! And here's Bortoletto, he just lost the rear somehow and went off. Yes! Hamilton, excuse me, through turn 2 and 3, dashed across the track and actually clipped Leclerc's front wing. So Leclerc has damage and Hamilton says he's been hit by something, and it turns out it was actually them crashing into each other. Oh! Oh, why has Hamilton stopped? Carry on, please. I'd like to be I'm interested to see where this Ferrari relationship develops, because, of course, all I've seen is on the track, so I don't know them personally, I don't know how they get on, but it just seems like things are just going wrong. Like, there are things with strategy, things with favoritism, things with, like, where they, like, of course it's an accident, but they just crash into each other and stuff like that. It just feels like that's going to keep going in a downward spiral. I hope I'm wrong, though. Lando had a much better lap this time. He did get within a second of Oscar, but then sort of backed away a bit for some reason. And to be fair, he is now outside the DRS of Posh Spice George Russell. So actually, not a bad effort. And honestly, this is sort of the issue with, not the issue, that's the wrong word, but like, the bad part about like Grand Prix. This is why I prefer qualifying and sprint races. Because it's lap 7, we've not had a single overtake since the opening 2 corners, and that's it. And to be honest, no one's really come close. So for most of this race, it's probably just going to be this. Just everyone driving around on their own. Now, I am going to have a quick look in the Discord of the person who makes this website and see if there's anything... See if anyone else has the problem where it's like the track becomes more delayed. Because that is obviously quite a big problem. Lando Norris has managed to clear his gap to Russell while simultaneously losing time to Piastri. Not sure how he's managed that. We do have a massive traffic queue thing there from Antonelli all the way back to about Carlos Sainz of about 10 cars. All within DRS, but just sort of aren't do anything. Max Verstappen as well, down in P6. 3.5 seconds off the Ferraris already. Like, that's really bad, isn't it? Yuki Tsunoda Team Radio.
I wanna use my front.
We don't want to.
Well, I want to.
Okay, do what you need to do.
What was that radio message? I want to go quicker. Well, we don't want you to. Yeah, but I want to. Well, go on then. What a strange exchange. Alright, let me quickly do something. I'm quickly gonna go on I'm gonna go on Google and look at this website and see if it does the same, like, slowing thing. See, it does. It also does, like, the slowing down thing, which means it's just not a me problem. Okay, well, at least I got that clarified. Don't know what to talk about, really. Nothing is still going on. We can take a look at tyres, I guess, and strategy. Top 12 all on mediums. You know, you got Stroll and Lawson on the hards. They're probably gonna be out for a bit longer. I don't know. I need some overtakes. Come on, start racing. Stop just Stop driving to predetermined lap times. Just go. Give it some. Overtake. Win. Come on. It definitely frustrates me. Hang on, I'm aware something might be happening, although I doubt it, but I'm just reading some stuff. Right. Done some reading. Hang on a second. We have a team radio from Alex Albon. You can listen to that while I quickly do this.
We're happy with tyres for now, but we are on the cricket.
Yeah, I'm good. I am good. I am better than everyone. Let's relax. I am very comfortable.
I am very comfortable. What did he say? I am better than everyone else. Is that what he said? Egotistical bastard. Alright, hang on a second. Let me, do this temporarily. That's not, I don't want that on. Okay. Just quickly cooking something. Right, so I have just changed to a, how do I explain it? It's like a unique version of this website which says it should, like, stop the weird delay, but it just sort of doesn't. So, unfortunately, there's just one of those things you have to live with, do you know what I mean? We can still get everything up. In fact, I can actually make this a bit bigger as well, so that's nice, I guess. Okay. We'll just have to live with it. And actually, Pierre Gasly goes into the pits. He is the first driver to stop in this race. Fascinating. Is that not early? That seems very early. Leclerc team radio.
So it would be too much traffic, so we stick to plan B. Plan B.
He likes a bit of plan B, doesn't he? He loves plan B. Anyway. So Gasly's pitted, he's 10 laps in, and he's gone onto the medium tyre. No, the hard tyre. Okay. I feel like the mediums should be able to go way longer. Than, you know, 10 laps. That seems way too small. It's a 56 lap race, meaning if you were stopping every 10 laps, that's 5.5 pit stops. I don't think that's correct. But looking at the delay is definitely there, but you know what? I'm gonna stop talking about it. Let's just get on with it. Hadjar has had a lap time deleted. I don't think... Does that really mean anything? I guess it does, because obviously that means that he's got a warning. But nowadays, no one really gets track limits penalties, as we also have a few more cars stopping now. Oh. Yuki Tsunoda and Esteban Ocon. And Jack Doohan. Alright. Wasn't expecting that, to be honest. I was expecting them to do maybe like 15, 20 laps on the medium, to do like a medium, hard, medium, or medium, hard, but yeah. 10, 11 laps and then you're binning it off. That is outrageous. Oscar Piastri, Team Radio.
Oscar, do you think we can make a Plan C target lap?
At the moment, I think it might be possible.
Oh, bro sounds chill. He actually sounds so relaxed in that vehicle. Alright, bin off that, bin off that, bin off that. Alright. Well, hang on. We have some racing on our hands. Let's lock in the first bit of racing, potentially. Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc split by half a bloody second. Hamilton has dropped back massively from Russell. Esteban Ocon purple through Sector 2, so it seems like the switch of tyres is helping massively for him. Maybe trying to go for little undercut skis. As a few more cars are stopping now. Antonelli and Hadjar. That's fun. But yeah, look at the Ferraris. We actually have potentially some genuine racing. And by that, I mean they'll just use DRS down the back straight and freely overtake. That's about it. Ocon crosses the line and has 2 purple sectors. And he actually undercuts Gia Pasley. Oh! I'm pretty sure he was already ahead of him. And now, actually, it's not worked out too brilliantly for him because he is stuck in massive traffic behind Antonelli and Tsunoda, who have both stopped as well. Oh. Right. Back straight. Take a butchers. We have Hamilton and Leclerc split by 7 tenths. I predict if you are within 6 tenths of a second when the DRS starts, you can make an overtake. However, Leclerc is 8 tenths, so it's going to be close, but it's not going to be that close realistically. Take a look. It's not even remotely close. Leclerc Team Radio.
These laps are good.
Oh, what's he losing a bit of time now?
Oh, okay. Hamilton ducking. Oh, alright. So Hamilton is the first Ferrari to stop. That makes sense because he was ahead. Verstappen also in. Stroll, Albon, Sainz, Behrman, Lawson, Leclerc, Russell, Norris and Piastri all staying out. It's important to keep in mind Stroll, Behrman and Lawson are all on medium tyres from the off, so they are going to go probably till lap 18 to 20 before making their first stop. Love a bit of that. There's the Hamilton radio being told to bots. Lovely jubbly. I tell you what, Oscar has been on a different level today. He is 3.2 seconds ahead of Lando. In fact, look at the Sector 2 difference. Piastri, 29.47. Norris, 29.82. He was 4 tenths or 3.5 tenths behind in Sector 2 as Oscar makes his first stop. So that is going to unleash Lando Norris. Russell also in. I predict Leclerc's going to go in. No! Leclerc stays out for another one. George Russell, Team Radio.
I think it's going to go one stop. Keep it sending. From left, clearing up.
So he says his front left's clearing up, and you know it's going to be a one-stop, and then they box him. Good job, EA. Well done. So, what we're looking at is the gaps between Lando and Oscar when he goes back into the pits. That is what that's what we're looking for. And then we get a good idea if the undercut or overcut works. And they have actually timed Oscar's stop pretty well, because if he was like a second slower, he would have been behind Stroll and caused horrific traffic. But nope, he's in nice clear air, just behind Albon, and he can give it some. Max Verstappen, purple sector 1 with a 25.9. That's pretty nice, and I think for the first time in his career for Red Bull, Liam Lawson is ahead of Verstappen. What is going on? That is genuinely outrageous. Norris rounds the final corner and does make his stop. Does Charlie follow him in? Yes, he does. Okay, so the only drivers that haven't stopped now is Albon, Stroll, Sainz, Behrman, Liam Lawson, Nico Hülkenberg. Alex Albon stays out again. Here comes Oscar. Now, Lando at pit exit. Oscar should come back ahead, but the gap is what we're looking at. So there goes Piastri miles ahead. In fact, Lando is actually going to come out behind Stroll and Russell. Oh! That is a horrible stop by McLaren. That is not good. Blood is now stuck behind one sluggish car and one very nice car. And actually, I didn't even consider this. Russell stopped the lap earlier, so the undercut is broken. Okay. Liam Lawson is fighting Leclerc, I believe, and immediately loses the one. Not even a remote competition. But that is very interesting. As Norris overtakes Stroll, Russell has undercut Norris and actually got ahead of him. So the undercut does actually work pretty well. I like it. Now, Norris has DRS on Russell. He is 0.6 behind. That is just about enough to go for a dive bomb into turn whatever the number. He's looking for it. He's actually got nowhere near, to be fair. Alright. He didn't have DRS. What? What do you mean he didn't have DRS? How does that work? Alright. Alex Albon stays out again, so he is now leading the Grand Prix, so that's fun. George Russell takes the fastest lap of 36.8. Carlos Sainz looking to get past Lance Stroll. And to be fair, he's actually doing a really good job to stay with his teammate, considering Albon was like 10 places up. You know, Sainz is only 6 seconds behind. I don't think that's too bad. If he can get ahead of Stroll, that's a mighty effort from Sainz. Now, what was I going to say? I don't know. I have forgot. Oscar now within a second of Albon, so you imagine he'll probably get past on the quick side, you know, relatively quickly. You know, he is in a McLaren after all, on brand new tyres. You would expect that. But I want to see if Lando can get past Russell. It looks like he really wants to. He's 0.6 behind, 0.5 behind. Max Verstappen sets another fastest sector 1 at 25.8. No one else is even remotely... actually, no. The Ferraris and the McLarens are sort of close to that. Now, Lando Norris, 0.4 behind Russell with DRS. I feel like he has to get the move done here. What is he doing? Here he goes, here he goes. Okay, never mind, he woke up. Lando Norris into the hairpin. Go on, my son. No, he's lost it. What an idiot. He is horrible at overtaking, isn't he? Piastri overtakes Albon and gets up into P1 again. Albon does have the DRS though to sort of stick with him and gain some free lap time. So that's fun. There is... Oh, hang on. I didn't even notice. Norris with the DRS down the main straight actually does get past Russell. Oh, fair enough. That's a good move. Carlos Sainz makes his first stop. And what in the motherload of car is going on down below? Take a look. You've got Tsunoda, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Antonelli, Hadjar, Gasly, and Doohan. Or maybe not Doohan, but those 5 are all split by what? A second? That is egregious. Now, I need to stop saying the word now. Lando Norris fastest sector 1, as you'd expect. He had the DRS into turn 1, 25.7. I tell you what, Albon isn't doing a horrendous job at staying with Oscar, considering he's in a much slower car, and on 17-lap-old tyres, he's not sticking with him, but, you know, he's only lost about, you know, a second per lap. That's very good. Well done, Alex. I want to see if Lando got DRS. I think he did, right? No? How did he not? Where's the detection point? I actually don't know where it is. I do not have a clue. Both the Ferraris having some DRS with Lance Stroll. We could see a Hamilton overtake here. Go on, Hamilton. It's only Lance. Is he gone? I think he has attempted it. Yes! Go on, Hamilton! Oh, I love that. What a move! And now Charlie's looking for one as well, right up Stroll's arse as we start lap number 19. He will have the DRS and the slipstream, and yeah, he's gone. Stroll didn't even stand remotely a chance. That is a really good double overtake from the Ferraris. They are now back up to P5 and 6, and a bit of normality is being restored, you know? Back to almost exactly where we were, with the exception of, you know, Stroll in 7th, who needs to stop, and Albon in P2, who needs to stop. Liam Lawson makes his first stop of the race. He's going to drop all the way down to... he might actually come out behind Bortoletto. It's going to be close. Oh, no, he doesn't. Okay, so Lawson comes out P18 on the brand new medium tyres. We are now looking at
Lando Norris to try and overtake Alex Albon. You know?
Quickly having a look at that Leclerc move on Stroll. Stroll dipped his rear wheel into the gravel. Leclerc had DRS on. Oh, that wasn't even remotely a competition. Blood was through before the start line. How has he done that then? What a driver. Alright, Lando is now 0.4 behind Albon, so this should be one of the freest overtakes he will ever have in his entire career. Here he goes. With the slipstream. Up the inside. And he's passed before the corner even comes up. Well done, Lando. Up to P2. 3.5 seconds behind Oscar. That was basically what it was before they both stopped. So basically, that entire segment was a complete waste of time. Lovely stuff. Antonelli under pressure from Isaac Hadjar. Although I don't think anything's going to come of that because, well, they've been racing each other at the back there for so long and nothing's really happened. Ollie Behrman, by the way, I know he has to stop, but he is currently up into the points. And when he does stop, he is going to come out all the way back in P18 or P17. So that is, not great. Not what you want to hear. Ocon as well. Keep in mind, when Behrman and Stroll maybe... Stroll? Yeah, Stroll. When Stroll and Albon... Oh no, Stroll and Behrman make their first stops, Ocon will go into the points for Haas. That's very fun. Now, we do have 2 battles to take a look at on track. We have Russell against Albon and the Ferrari duo. And the team radio brought to you by Lewis Hamilton.
We are swapping cars, turn 14.
When he's closer, yes.
What did he say? Walking cars? I don't know what that means. Alex Albon, now, under pressure from Russell. This should be a very easy overtake for Russell. Yep, before the corner even arrives, blood is through. Oh! Oh, Hamilton, wait. They told Hamilton they were swapping the cars. And then Hamilton said when he's closer. Yeah, I'm really not liking this Ferrari relationship so far. Alex Albon finally stops, but I'm really disliking this. Another team radio.
You can't get the cars ahead, you can let us. It's back. Right now I'm closing up a little bit.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, it's annoying because I really thought that like this duo would get on really well, and they probably do behind the scenes. But, like on the actual, you know, racing track, I mean, the actual team aren't helping. This whole like swapping cars, like why are you swapping the cars for? Which they did actually do, by the way. I didn't even realize they did actually swap the cars. I don't know why. I don't think Leclerc is that much faster. I hope I'm proven wrong in the next couple of laps, but I just feel like, I mean, what are you trying to gain? Can you even catch Russell? Blood is flying. As can be said the same for Oscar Piastri, by the way. He is cooking. Now, here is Hamilton's, again, third radio in a row, probably a reaction to the car swapping.
We want to swap this now, this lap, swap now.
I'll tell you when we're gonna swap.
I'll tell you when you could swap. Well, they've done it now. And I'll tell you what, whether Hamilton's become a bit demotivated and sort of like sacked it off a bit, I'm not too sure, but it is already proven like it was a good decision because Leclerc is now already 1.6 ahead of Hamilton and only 1.2 behind Russell. So for now, it seems like it was actually the correct decision to maybe go and nick a podium. But we'll see. Liam Lawson currently rocking about by himself back in P17. Barely catching signs, stuck in traffic on hards. Gabriel Bortoletto, 7 seconds behind him, and he's still, I mean, he's made a stop, but, you know, he's 20 laps old. That was, of course, on lap 1. And now, you got Hulkenberg as well, who is just miles behind Bortoletto by 13 seconds after making his first stop. That is... Yeah, Sauber are once again the tractors, aren't they? Charles Leclerc Team Radio.
This is a shame. The place is a...
Did he just say Lewis isn't showing the pace?
Well done. I'm sorry about that. Keep pushing.
Is that what he said? Lewis isn't showing the pace? I don't know about that. Actually, no, he's not wrong. He is about half a second a lap quicker. Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Oh. Okay, right. Leclerc's actual radio message couldn't have been more different from what I said. I thought he was saying, Hamilton's pace just isn't there. Like, digging at him. He actually said it's a shame the pace is there. So... Oh, I feel bad now. Well, I feel bad for Hamilton. Oh, okay, whatever. Lap number 23, apologies for not updating it. Yuki Tsunoda's had a lap time deleted for track limits at turn 14. Not sure when that is, and that was also like 7 laps ago. Lance Stroll, by the way, still hasn't stopped. That is incredible, as has Ollie Behrman. Neither of them has stopped yet. So they are obviously going for a 1-stopper, everyone else going for a 2-stopper. I have no idea how that's going to go. Oscar lost a little bit of time to Lando, but nothing too crazy. I mean, obviously, as long as he's 1 second ahead, he's probably going to go and win this race. And he's currently 4 seconds ahead, so he's still doing fine. Lando on that lap, a 10th slower, so it's all looking good for Oscar. I will say, though, I'm very impressed by Russell, Leclerc, and Hamilton to some extent. And you know what? although it's a little bit different, shout out Verstappen as well, because everyone thought that, you know, the McLarens were just going to be miles and miles ahead. In fact, there is a quote by Russell saying that McLaren could sack off this season, work on next year's car, and still dominate every race and win the championship. But as it turns out, they can't. You got Russell 1.6 seconds behind Lando. You got Leclerc 1.2 seconds, you know, only 7 seconds off the lead. Hamilton's 8 seconds off the lead. And the reason I shout out Verstappen is because he was so pessimistic, the wrong word, but he's basically saying our car isn't very fast. You know, I'll be looking behind me more than in front, and we're going to struggle. He might have lost 2 places, but he is somewhat sticking with the Ferraris, only 3.5 seconds behind, as Isaac Hadjar. No? Who just overtook? I believe it was Carlos Sainz getting past Jack Doohan for P15. And tell you what, Sainz, really good effort so far. It doesn't really show it yet because he's down in P15. However, he started on the grid, I believe, P15. Alex Albon was like P9. And Sainz is only 3 seconds back. That is quite good. Leclerc still just not being able to get within DRS of Russell. That is obviously the reason they swapped their cars around. Hamilton starting to get a little bit back on him as well. He was a tenth faster on that previous lap. And we do have a radio from the Lewis.
Give me some feedback, guys. Come on, I need feedback of where I'm losing. Just give me...
Exit 13, 1-3 to improve.
Yeah, you told me that already.
And the rest seems good. Keep monitoring.
He absolutely despises this engineer. He can't stand it. To be fair, in defense of his engineer, it's still dumb, but Hamilton has asked him where he's losing time. He tells him and he just goes, yeah, you've told me that already. Which, like, yeah, he might have, but you did ask the question, where am I losing time? And he did tell you where you're losing time, so I'm not too sure. Ollie Behrman has a massive lockup on that previous lap, I believe on lap... I don't even know where that is on the track. That is going to be... Oh, it's the final... Wait, what? Oh, they're just that far behind. Oh, okay. Going into, like, the hairpin on the previous lap, Ollie Behrman actually, like, completely fucked his tyres by, locking up. And that stopped his overtake on Stroll. That's a shame. I really want Ollie to do well. Leclerc team radio.
Mercedes is a truckster out of the world. Unbelievable. The
Don't
trucks
worry.
that they have there is unbelievable.
The Mercedes is a dragster. Unbelievable. I tell you what, to be fair, he's got a point. That Mercedes straight line speed has looked utterly egregious. In a good way. There is Carlos Sainz move on Jack Doohan. Oh, that's just experience. Goes around the outside, forces Doohan to brake late, and then switches it back. That is... I love a bit of that. That is lovely. Leclerc now, I don't know how he's managed it, but he is now within half a second of Posh Spice. He has cleared Hamilton by another half a second. He did this by setting his personal best lap of the race, a 36.9, Russell a 37.4, and Hamilton a 37.5. So that is why Leclerc is now in this position. Will he blow it away? Let's find out. Point 8, going nearby the detection zone. He needs DRS here. That would be utterly tremendous. And he has actually managed to get it. He did go outside of a second, but he just made it over the detection point. So let's see how much he gains down the straight. This is what I'm interested in. So, wow. With DRS, Leclerc gained 0.2 of a second. Wow, that is pretty... Excuse me, that is pretty remarkable. DRS at a slipstream and you gain 0.2. That is horrific, really, if you think about it. Ollie Behrman team radio, he is now really, he's not struggling, but, oh, actually, he's actually made his first stop.
Come on, then, let's take some action.
Yeah, we're on it, Ollie.
Come on then, let's take some action. And by that, they've boxed him. Alright, I like it. He is gonna come out, probably behind Lawson, in no man's land. Actually, oh, he's at a slow stop, I believe. I mean, at least he's in clear air, but I believe he has had a slow stop. He is now on the medium tyres. And I don't know if he's going to do the 2-stop now, but he's got to do 28, 29 laps on mediums after doing 27 on hards. I ain't too sure about that one, Chief. Liam Lawson still failing to make any form of impact on Jack Doohan, despite being in a colossally better car. Doohan, 15 lap old mediums. Lawson, 8 lap old Doohan, 15 lap hards. Lawson, 8 lap mediums, and he can't catch up. This guy, please just get Perez back. Like, he would have passed Doohan by now. Well, don't get me wrong, Perez was awful, but he wasn't this bad. The only cars he would really struggle against was the best cars. The reason he, last year, the only cars he got diffed by was the cars that were faster than the Red Bull, so, yeah, I don't know. What lap are we on, by the way? Are we on lap 28 or 27? 28, okay. This is actually really cool, though, because I get to see the track on this, the live timing. I can also look down, and I've got the Sky Sports broadcast on as well, so I can actually sort of watch F1. Although, saying that, this is about a minute delayed, so a bit pointless, innit? I'll tell you what, as well. Lando has really started to cut this gap down. And he did that by setting the fastest lap of the race, a 36.7, and he has actually caught Piastri by about 6-7 tenths over the last couple laps. I mean, the win isn't out of the question for Lando, but he would have to severely differentiate his teammate, which I don't really think he can do, to be honest. Wait, what? Okay, Gabriel Bortoletto has made another pit stop and has just gone fastest in Sector 1. Yeah, alright. Lando Norris Team Radio.
Okay, Lando, we'd like to use some of that pace, and please.
Yeah, but I don't want to just push into the dirty air of Oscar again.
I don't want to push it to the dirty air of Oscar. Oh, that is very intriguing. So he doesn't want to catch up. Right. That's a bit odd. I want to look at Gabriel Bortoletto, actually. He's currently got 2 purple sectors on the brand new hards. So is he just going to go and set the fastest lap? Yeah, he does. Gabriel Bortoletto does a 35.8 and actually takes the fastest lap. Fair enough, mate. You know, fair play. Oscar Piastri crosses the line. A 36.5. Lando a 36.5. He caught by 2 milliseconds that lap. As we now have another Lando Norris Team Radio.
And Lando, we've asked for the car ahead to help you.
What? What? I'm so confused, what McLaren's, whole, thing is. What do you mean? We've asked the car ahead to help you. What does that mean? Don't tell me that Piastri's gonna slow down to like, what? Give Lando DRS to get ahead of Russell? I'm so confused. What? What are you? I don't get it! I actually just don't understand. Like, what's the point? Like, just let them race. Do you know what I mean? Like, just go. Like, let them go. If Lando can't catch up, then he'll finish second. If he can, he'll go and win. Why have you got to do this whole, like, we've asked the car ahead to help you? Like, just call him by his name, you know? His name's Oscar. You employ him. At least call him by his name, not just the car ahead. Arsehead. Lap number 31. Lance Stroll still hasn't pitted. When he does, he'll currently come out about 17th, I think. Oh, I'm so tired. I can't wait to go back to bed after this. Ollie Behrman looking to make a move on Liam Lawson to just fully ruin his life. He's looking for it. I think he's gone for it. No. Just can't quite... Hang on. He's had the better exit. Go on, Ollie! Well in there, son! Ollie Behrman overtakes Lawson. Lawson buggers off into the pits. He actually ducks Lawson. Nah. 11 laps into his medium tyre stint and Lawson has sacked it off. Oh, I love it so much. Please carry on. Don't drop him. Like, please. Oh, and Hulkenberg gets ahead of Lawson as well. Lawson now on brand new hards, which means, well, he is going to go to the end. Everyone else is probably going to make another stop as well, probably apart from Behrman. Although we've seen those mediums can only do about 10 laps. And there is Behrman getting past Lawson, and that is world class. Genuinely unbelievable from the lad. Lando Norris now 2.5 seconds behind Oscar. I still don't know like what this whole thing is about, like Lando, you know, catching up and all that. It really doesn't mean anything or help anyone. I mean, he is now two more. He's a second and a half ahead. Like what's the word? Like he has pulled 1.5 seconds gap to Russell in like what 2-3 laps. But why? You were gonna get second anyway. Ollie Behrman team radio.
Ciao.
Nice one, Ollie.
Oh, I love that. Bro just came on the radio, nonchalant gimmick, and just went, ciao. That is unbelievable. Oh my god, he hit Lawson with a switchback. Oh my god. Oh, that is so good. He hit Lawson with the switchback of 87, and it was so bad, Lawson ducked and went into the pits. Holy shit. Ollie Behrman after overtaking Lawson. Ciao. Race of the season? Fuck no. That's probably sarcasm. Lawson is so poo. Oh, mate. I love it so much. Oh, it's more than I dreamed of. You know, like, I knew that he could have been a bit shit, but this is like dreaming to win the lottery, and you win the lottery, and rather than winning like 100 million, you win trillions and trillions. This is what this feels like, because I was dreaming that Lawson would be awful, but by awful, it was like, you know, get knocked out in Q2, barely score points, that kind of thing. But this is so much more. He is getting diffed by Jack bloody Doohan in an Alpine on 20 lap older tyres. He's diffed by Ollie Behrman in the slowest car on the grid. He's almost getting diffed by Hulkenberg, for God's sake. We want Perez back. Yeah, honestly, at this point, bring Mark Webber back. You know, he's like 57. Put him in, he'll be better. He's locked. It's all gone wrong. Fixed it. Is that a new radio? I think it is, from Lando.
Go for plan C, plan C.
Oh, can you tell him to just speed up a little bit? Because I'm in a dirty air, I don't know guys.
To be fair, I have never heard a team or a driver say to his teammate, can you speed up? Usually it's, can you slow down so I can beat you? But no, it's, please speed up. Like, I'm losing tyres. That is phenomenal. I tell you what, I'm actually very disappointed by Alex. He's doing so well, you know, up in P2. And, well, he's now down in P12. Not really doing anything. Hadjar makes his second stop of the race. We have another team radio by Lando. Is this guy ever shut up?
So far, the hard looks like it's robust. George behind has been told he's going to the end.
Really? That's the word you've gone with? The hard tyres are looking robust. Couldn't you just say they last a while? Why does that make me laugh? Just, these tyres are robust. That is class. Liam Lawson. The haters said I couldn't do it, and they were correct. Honestly, great call from the haters. That is good. That is wonderful. I love it. That's one of the only, like, funny tweets that I've seen. I didn't even realise Alonso back-to-back back-to-back retirements. That's the thing I was looking for. That's unlucky. To be fair, the second one wasn't his problem. The first one, he just crashed. Although, to be fair, he was one of the, like, you know, one of the 7 rookies racing, so, you know, as a rookie, going into, like, a wet weather race, changing conditions, it's going to be very tough. Oh, another Norris radio. Does he ever shut up? Oh, no, that's not new. Never mind. Get that off. It does seem like there's a massive, like, new tyre buff. Isaac Hadjar just went fastest in Sector 2. Brand new tyres. So, honestly, an extra pit stop. I mean, look at Stroll. I mean, he's really slow, obviously, but... I mean, I'm saying he's slow. He's just set his personal best lap of the race. Albeit it's horrible. You know, he's still doing okay lap times, despite being on 34 lap old tyres. And, I mean, obviously he's going to stop and go onto the mediums, although if he wants that, he'll probably have to pit at the earliest lap 43, 44, so he's still got another 11 laps left to do on those if he wants to actually do the one stop. Another Norris team radio.
Weather update. Small risk of rain, last 3 laps up to class 1.
Yeah. So basically nothing. That class 1 for like a lap. Cool. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I mean, it seems like when Lando asked if Oscar could speed up, he obliged. Gap is now 3.5 seconds, so that's pretty fun. I want funny F1 tweets, please. Oh, hang on. Liam Lawson replay. Is it an overtake? Oh my goodness, this could be legacy. Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable by Sky Sports. Oh my god. Oh. That is one of the greatest things I have ever seen. They were showing a replay of they were showing a replay of Liam Lawson overtake. Yes, I know, almost unheard of, on Nico Hulkenberg. As he yeah, this was at the let me quickly do something. What lap are we on, by the way? 37. Okay, what we... Okay, yeah. Hang on, let me, Oh my Christ! Lance Stroll is in the pits. That is unbelievable. Right, let me quickly do this, and, that. There we go. Now this. Cool. Okay, so, at turn 6, you can barely see it, but you should be able to, kind of. At turn 6, where Antonelli is just going round, Lawson overtook Hulkenberg. But as he was braking, they cut it off and went to, I believe, Sonoda, making a pit stop. They cut off his overtake halfway through to show Sonoda stopping. That is unbelievable. Now, Lando Norris team radio. Oh no, I think we've done that one. Yeah, no, we'll sack that one off. Verstappen team radio. He's been a bit quiet.
Good pace now, Max. Better late than never. 20 laps remaining. Come on.
That's a bit out. It's a bit better late than never. All right. As Lewis Hamilton is making his second stop of the race, he is currently 15 seconds off the lead. So if we look back 25 seconds, he should come out. Realistically, he should come out just behind Ocon. Yeah. Actually, he could come out ahead of Ocon. Oh, go on. Oh, you dirty, dirty clue. I love that. Hamilton out now. Hamilton comes out ahead of Ocon. That's gorgeous. Max Verstappen up to P5 now. Honestly, really good pace. You know, he's only 5 seconds behind Charlie. Charlie has fallen back massively from Russell. He was within a second. He did have that DRS. He had a little bit of a go, but now he's 4 seconds back. So that's sort of gone horribly wrong for him. Lando Norris 2.5 seconds behind Oscar. Although it seems to be predetermined that, you know, McLaren and both drivers agree that it's going to finish the way it currently is as a McLaren 1-2. Unless, you know, Lando does that thing where in the final 5 laps he becomes prime 1991 Donington Park Ayrton Senna and goes and beats Oscar. If that doesn't happen, it will most likely finish Piastri, Norris, Russell, Leclerc, and then it's a fight for P5 between Verstappen and Hamilton, and apart from that, it's just a bit dead, isn't it? Another Lando Norris team radio.
Lando, from what we can see, our front left is a little bit worse than Oscar and Russell.
Yeah, I see the first little bits of graining, but it feels okay for now still.
Okay, let's just be patient still, alright?
His engineer sounds so, like... chill, I guess is the right word. And that's actually, like... I guess that's kind of important, really. I mean, both, to be fair, Lando and his engineers sound... even Oscar, all of them sound so unbelievably relaxed. Like, they're not even raising their voices. They're literally just, like, Yeah, well, the tyre seems okay. Graining's a little bit, but it's fine. And his engineer's like, yeah, that's good for you, mate. Carry on. They're so relaxed. Even though they're currently leading the race 1-2, it's so easy for them because of the car. They could just chill and vibe, and they're probably like watching Family Guy in there or something. Here we're looking at Ollie Behrman looking to make a move on Pierre Gasly. Doesn't actually get it off. This was about 45 seconds ago around the final corner. He is still within a second, is Ollie Behrman, on newer tyres, but hang on. Gasly has done 28 laps on those medium tyres. That is a Herculean? You know what I'm trying to say. I think it is Herculean effort, because those mediums have struggled to go 12 laps, and he's done more than double that. So, very well done. Oscar Pastry, radio team.
How's the tyre, Oscar? Can we do plan A?
I think we can go to the end.
Why does he sound so bored? Yeah, we can go to the end. He sounds so unbelievably bored. To be fair, I would be bored as well, driving around by myself with no pressure for like an hour and a half. I struggled to do that on the F1 game. Speaking of which, I need to play ranked today. Lewis Hamilton sets the fastest lap of the race, 19 seconds behind Verstappen. That means that if Verstappen makes another stop, which he could not, but if he does, he will, come ahead of Verstappen. Now, Ollie Behrman has made the move past Gasly. I'm about to watch it live. Down the main straight, into turn 1, Ollie Behrman around the outside, clean move, lovely stuff, well done. I'm loving this. A little Ollie Behrman redemption arc. He's doing all right. You know, he's actually, I'm loving the overtakes, because you got Ocon, who is 11 seconds up the road, but he's not done any form of racing for the entire duration of this race. He has simply just been there. But I mean, hey, if he doesn't stop, or if he stops and he can maintain a P7, that's unreal, really. I'm not sure how he's in P7. I guess because the RBs are having a colossal stinker. They were both inside the top 10, as was Albon. And for somehow, the RBs are like 20 seconds behind. I suppose they have just stopped, so when Ocon stops, they'll go back ahead. But they are currently stuck in a lot of traffic and dirty air, which is not ideal, especially because Ocon and Behrman and Albon, to an extent, are all in nice clear air. Gaps between the McLarens is now getting very, very large. It is currently sat at 3.4 seconds. I don't know why it's gotten so big. Is it a sector? Yeah. Oscar is currently improving. Green sector 1 and 2. Norris 2 tenths behind in sector 1. 3 tenths behind in sector 2. I like it. Lap 42 now commencing. Unbelievably fun. I want to see someone overtaking this like massive queue of cars. You know what, you've got behind Albon, you've got Behrman, maybe not Behrman actually, he's flying. Gasly, Sainz, Stroll, Doohan, Tsunoda, and Hadjar to an extent. All of them, it's spread out a lot, but they are so close to each other, and yet none of them have really made any any form of impact on each other. Hamilton sets another fastest lap of the race. He's got his gaps of Verstappen down to 17.5 seconds. There's 14 laps remaining. So Hamilton can definitely push those tyres pretty hard and go all the way until the end. Which he will anyway, but he can, like, you know, push the tyres a bit. But that's fun. Norris has lost another half a second to Oscar. Now down to 4 seconds. Saying that though, Russell hasn't really caught up. He's still 5 seconds back. 5 seconds back to Charlie. 4 seconds back. No one can catch anyone. This is the issue with like F1 in these modern times. You know, like the gaps don't really change, and like you see very little overtaking. I mean, we've had Behrman's overtaken Lawson and Gasly. I think Albon might have overtaken someone. Leclerc and Hamilton have... I mean, there's been overtakes, don't get me wrong, but no significant ones. The only significant overtake we've had was Norris overtaking Russell, and that's about it. Stroll, by the way, on the almost new medium tyres, bit of a massive letdown right now. He is, well, he's P13, and he ain't... I mean, he's obviously fast, but he's not really making much of an impact. He could change that, no. Trying to overtake Carlos Sainz into turn 1, doesn't even get close. I have changed my mind. He's actually gotten past him. That was the live timing bugging for a second. He does actually get the move done as I say that. It will cast a blessing for you. Lance Stroll now up into P12, 2 seconds behind Gasly, and well, he's only 5 seconds off points. Ollie Behrman currently in the points. I think he will stop again, but he doesn't have to. He definitely can go to the end. Antonelli's probably going to stop again, so he'll go ahead of him, and maybe he'll go ahead of Ocon as well. So if Ollie could just keep decent pace, he should be able to score some points, and that'll be really, really important, you know. Oh, my nose is so unbelievably blocked. Where's my, I had a little stick that unblocks your nose. And I don't know where I've put it. I remember because I had it when I was really ill, and then I wasn't really ill anymore. I still am, a little bit. Still got a bad cough, but like, it's not like anything like it's bad. And I don't know where I put it, and I kind of want it to unblock my nose. I'll have to go find it in a second. Is it lap... Right, I'm really, really slacking on this lap counter update. It's not going very well. Jack Doohan looking for a move on Yuki Tsunoda into turn 1. Doesn't get it. Stroll 1.8 behind Gasly. Ollie Behrman catching Albon. Albon catching Antonelli. Antonelli catching Ocon. Hamilton catching Verstappen. Verstappen catching Leclerc. Norris sort of catching Piastri, not really. Max Verstappen team radio coming through.
Just keep it up, Max. Obviously, everybody trying to hang it out now. Don't know what can happen at the end.
He's so correct. You don't know what can happen. Right. Give me a lap or two. I'm going to try and find my thing, because I literally, there's like certain moments where I literally can't breathe because my nostrils are blocked. I hate being ill. I don't even know how I've gotten ill either, because I don't go outside. I haven't been outside in years. So how I get ill, I have no idea. I guess that's gone. Let's get a bit of sunlight in the situation. I don't want to look like a goblin my entire life, do you know what I mean? Like, I just sort of do. No sunlight. I mean, it is 8 AM, so the sun is out. Nice. Alright, so we should be on, what, lap 46 now? I couldn't find my thing, so I'll just have to bin that off. And, nice. Anything happen while I was away? We do have a Leclerc team radio.
We're losing some time in turn 2. Maybe try one lap without...
Oh, that got cut off because of a Lando Norris team radio. Hang on, give it a chance.
We're losing some time in turn 2. Maybe try one lap without using the curb.
Nope.
I bet Ferrari's engineers are sick of their drivers. Every time they recommend something or help them, it's just, nope, leave me alone, don't like you. Lando Norris team radio as well.
Weather update. Possible class a half on the last lap only.
Class 1/2? What is that even a thing? How do you even calculate half class rain? That is unbelievable. Alright, so Oscar rounds the final corner as we now start, what, the final 10 laps? I think. I want to see if Ocon's going to pit again. That's what I want to see. Lance Stroll also slowed down massively. He was catching Gasly so quickly, and now it's just sort of stopped. So, seeing as there's only 10 laps left, I don't think anyone will stop again. As, what happened there? Jack Doohan overtakes Yuki Tsunoda and goes for the double toilet trouble round turn 14. Hajar then overtakes Tsunoda. Wow, okay, I'm not sure what's happened there, but Tsunoda, he was way ahead of Doohan, about a second and a half ahead in P14, and now he finds himself P16. I don't know what he's cooked there. Oh, okay, I see. So I think that's Hajar. Is that Hajar? I think, okay, I don't know. Oh! Oh. 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 Yeah, you see, I've had a little bushes at Tsunoda's car. The whole of the front wing is gone. Like, the whole thing is done. So, that's Yuki's race over. That's unlucky. Feel bad for him. But the game's the game. Type shit. What else is there to go on about? I mean, it's looking like Verstappen is not going to make another stop, and he's actually going to stay out on those tyres, and it looks like Hamilton won't be able to catch him in time. So maybe a pretty dismal strategy from, what's his name? Ferrari. Turn 4 incident involving Doohan and Hajar is noted for forcing another driver off the track. I'm not entirely sure what even happened to Tsunoda's wing. Here's a team radio and a replay.
Wait, front wing damage from what?
Oh! Well, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Tsunoda's wing just broke on its own. He didn't make contact with anyone. He was just driving down the main straight, and the front wing was like this. It just went... It just stopped. I have never seen that. It genuinely just malfunctioned and died. That is so tough. Oscar Piastri starts lap 49, and it's a shame that Hülkenberg is so far behind everyone and Gabriel Bortoleto, because we almost had an entire race without anyone being lapped. Lando Norris team radio. It's a bit of an essay.
My brake pedal's going a bit long. Yeah, the brake pedal's gone a lot longer.
So it's been going long the whole time. We see it has stepped, yes.
Yeah, I mean, now it's a lot longer. Like I would say if it's slightly go. It's
No, I
a
know.
lot longer.
I know, mate.
What was the point of that discussion? What was the point? What does that mean, by the way? The brake gets longer. What does that mean? How does a brake pedal get longer? Does that just mean, like, how far you can push it into... How far you push it into the floor, maybe? I'm not too sure. The incident with Duan and Hajar, where... I forgot who it was. It might have been Duan forcing Hajar off the track. That's being under investigation now. We have another Norris team radio. Does he ever shut up?
So, lad, I know this is boring. So it's not the brake power that's changing. It's just the pedal that's going longer.
What does that mean? What do you mean the brake pedal's going longer? I don't get it! Someone enlighten me. Oscar Piastri starts lap 50. We are now into the 50s of lap times. Well, not lap times, just laps. Now, this is what is fascinating me, right? We have 7 laps remaining, and Hamilton is 12 seconds behind Verstappen. Verstappen is only 2 seconds off Leclerc. Verstappen is only a little bit slower than Hamilton. It is looking like, from this current area, that Ferrari have had another stinker in terms of strategy, and they should just not have stopped Hamilton, because it's not worked in the slightest. For the first couple of laps, yeah, sure, but now, not even close. And it's now looking more likely that Verstappen will overtake Leclerc than it is Hamilton overtaking Verstappen. Not what you want to see. Another Norris team radio. Does he ever shut up? Stop talking.
So, lad, the brake pedal will continue to get long.
How big's the issue?
It'll get like half a mil longer per lap.
Did he just say half a mil longer per lap? What just happened there? Like 96 Oh. Jack Doohan has been given a 10-second penalty for forcing... That is the harshest penalty I think I have ever seen. Because nothing happened. They both went off. There was no damage. There was no positional changes. Nothing happened. And they give him a 10-second penalty. That'll drop him down to behind Lawson. No! Another... Bro, Norris, shut up!
Okay,
But
it's potentially
can it go
getting...
to the floor or not?
So it's getting worse. Basically, the front circuit will maintain pressure. The rear will lose, but you'll still get brake power. So you just have to be really cautious on the brakes. No risk.
Yeah, but I'm a lot quicker than, you know.
This is my engineer, don't shut up. Isaac Hadjar team radio.
Man, moves. Moving so late, man.
Copy is under investigation.
Oh god. Listening to 2 French is making my head hurt. At that point, just speak in French, do you know what I mean? This is so sad, really, because this is going to be Liam Lawson's highest race finish, which is P15. That's such a shame. Although, to be fair, Lawson hasn't overtaken a single driver yet, as Oscar Pastry gets ahead of Gabriel Bortoletto, and he is our first lapped driver. Isn't that fun? Bro. Okay. Norris again. What do you want now?
So, Lando, we see you're quick. This is one of those things we discussed. Economies over the year. I'd rather finish second than not at all. No hard braking.
What do you mean? We've discussed over the last year. I'd rather finish second than not at all. What, huh? No. You'd rather finish first than not at all. I'd rather finish first than, you know, well, I was going to say rather finish first than second, but I mean, like, I'd rather finish first with a very high risk of DNFing rather than finishing second and playing it safe. Ah, a new driver in the radio messages. It's Charlie.
Main loss, 8-9. That's where all the gain is. 4/10 there.
Yeah, I know. You told me about 10 or 15 times. I know.
Oh my, look at Verstappen's gap to Leclerc, by the way. Verstappen is 0.5 behind. Are we going to see a Max Verstappen P5? P4, sorry. That would be unbelievable because that car... Well, yeah, the car should be there because that's not physically possible. But, like... The bookies wouldn't have predicted it. Let's just say it like that. The gap is going to be 0.6. That is about the minimum to get an overtake done. Go on, Maxi. Go on, Shan. Little late braking. Little late braking. Fun. There's another chance here, though. Doesn't get it. 0.3. Go, Max. Round turn 1 type shit. Ooh, he's gone for it. And Verstappen is ahead of Charlie. What is life? Baby, don't hurt me no more. That is unreal from Verstappen, by the way. To drag that car into P4 is outrageous. Lando getting told to limit the brake pressure, but yeah. I've discussed this before. The Red Bull is definitely the 2nd or 3rd fastest car. Maybe the 4th. But it isn't bad. And it's like... Verstappen isn't outperforming it because that's not physically possible. Like, that's not how that works. He's just at, 100% of it. Do you know what I mean? That's a lovely overtake as well. Round the outside of turn 1. And, don't tell me he's a double switchback. No, he just had better grip around the outside. Clean. I love a bit of that. That's good hit fun. Now, Oscar rounds the final corner to start the 3rd to last lap of the race. We only have 3 remaining. Gap is going to be 3 seconds. It's been one of the most boring races you'll ever see. And this is actually just how every race is nowadays. Australia was a true blessing because, that just probably won't happen again for a while. Verstappen as well, already 1.5 seconds ahead of Charlie. It's not even a remote competition, really, is it? He is just so unbelievably clear. So he goes around turn 1, round the outside. How about that? Hey! And then cuts to the inside. And then goes around the outside. Oh, that is so good. Any other 90+7 positional changes we could see ourselves in? I'll tell you what. Hamilton's right caught up here in the final moments, kind of. He's caught by another, 3 seconds on Leclerc. I don't think anything will come of that, but there is that. Tsunoda as well is actually faster than Leclerc right now, despite being a lap down. That's quite funny. But it is looking like we are going to see an Esteban Ocon P7, who, by the way, has just set his personal best Sector 1, despite being on 42-lap-old hard tyres. Kimi Antonelli 3 seconds back. It's not looking likely for him. Oscar starts the penultimate lap of the race. Albon as well, up into the points. 2 seconds off Antonelli. At least it's points, you can't grumble at that. And Ollie Behrman, who got knocked out in Q1, is now looking like he's going to... Looks like he's actually going to score some points. Gasly is 5 seconds back. Stroll was right backed off from Gasly, so it's looking real good. It's looking incredible. Verstappen now 4 seconds ahead of Leclerc. I think Verstappen's looking for like a late charge on Russell. I think it's a bit too late. But I like it how he's giving it a go. He's 6 seconds back. As Hamilton, hang on a minute here, he has just gone way quicker than Leclerc. The gap is now 4.9. Hang on a minute. Are we going to see some 90+7 injury time last kick of the game greatness from the Lewis? Now, I don't know what Oscar's been cooking these last 2 laps, but he is now 6 seconds ahead of Lando. Speaking of Lando, speaking of the devil, team radio. Again.
And the brake situation has been getting critical.
Yeah, I think the pedals are going flat.
Oh, okay, so Lando doesn't have brakes. Well, that's not really ideal, is it? George Russell setting some personal best sectors as Oscar Piastri starts the final lap of the race. He has been unbelievable recently, do you know what I mean? He has been outrageous. I'll tell you what, Lando, he's at a risk here of losing P2 because his brakes are dead. They don't work. This is going to get scarily close for Lando, like, scarily close. But Oscar, what a drive! Probably a bit boring, because he's just sat on his own. Yeah, he's just sat on his own in P1 the entire time. But that's what you want, really, because that shows domination. I imagine, as well, that, what's his name? I forgot his name. F1, that's it. I think F1 will probably tweet about Oscar and put, like, you know, they put them graphics with, like, the words that just says domination, statement, and shit like that. Lando Norris's gap to Russell is going to be 3.4 seconds, so it is looking like he might just get away with this P2, although he is losing time at a rate of knots. Oscar Piastri, Pissy, Oscar, rounding, 10, numero 14. You know, as Hadjar gets past Doohan as well, he's been looking for that for years. Oscar Piastri, round turn 16, it's what you want to see. It's a lovely race, and Oscar Piastri takes the W. What a comeback from Oscar, he wins. Lando Norris, with the worst lap you'll ever see, is just going to get across the line ahead of Russell. I'll tell you what, if there was one more lap in that race, Russell would have had him. Jeez Louise, Norris finishes second with brake failure. Russell gets a P3. Verstappen with one of the best races from him I've ever seen, somehow. He keeps just doing it more often. P4, somehow. I don't get it! Charlie in P5, 6 seconds back is outrageous, and Hamilton takes the fastest lap within 2 seconds of Leclerc, or within 3 seconds, whatever. Esteban Ocon, arguably my top 3 drivers of the day. I think it's got to be Piastri, Verstappen, Ocon. Ocon, P7, sets his best lap of the race on the final lap of the race. 45 lap old tyres. And he puts it P7 to score points for Haas. Anthony, P8, it's points. Good for you. Alex Albon also getting more points for Williams. He scored, what, 10 in Australia. Gets another 2 today. And Ollie Behrman, after one of the worst individual weekends I've ever seen from him in Australia, he does actually get... he does actually get, you know, into the points today, which is unbelievable. He goes from crashing twice and spending all of his race on the back of the grid to getting within the points with some wonderful overtakes, might I add. Unreal. Gasly just missing out on points. Stroll was a bit of a disappointment. I thought he was going to cook on those mediums. He just sort of didn't. And Jack Doohan, with his penalty, should go behind Lawson, but he isn't yet. Wait, no. Wait, what? Wait, did Lawson also have a penalty? I'm confused. Did Lawson... Wait, I'm pretty sure Lawson didn't have a penalty, right? No. So why... Wait, I'm so confused. Oh, okay, no. Okay, yeah, no, I just can't read. So Doohan does fall behind Lawson because of his penalty. So Lawson, there it is. Okay, there you go, confirmed. So Hajar finishes P14, Lawson P15, still just horrific. Got diffed by Bearman, diffed by everyone, and couldn't catch up to Doohan the whole race. The Saubers just horrendously slow at the back of the grid the entire race, and Yuki Tsunoda having front wing damage, so that result means nothing. The Saubers, though, I mean, it feels like Williams 2019, where they were so far behind everyone that they just, like, you know, like, there's just sort of, like, no point of them being there. Oscar Piastri, team radio now, for his win of the Chinese Grand Prix. It's
Well done, Oscar. Great drive. Really good. Great job, mate. And it's a 1-2 for the team.
Yeah, mega job, guys. Mega job. Thank you very much. Car was very lovely. And yeah, good work on reacting with the deck. So great team effort. And that is one satisfying weekend. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
I have never heard someone so unbelievably bored after winning a Hang on.
My best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. I saw no shadow. I looked around, searched every building and home that I found.
Wait.
I saw no shadow, but felt the glow. The warmth inside me kept me afloat. It felt like heaven. I found my bones and gave me comfort when I feel alone. You're gone. I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone.
Kimi Antonelli, and before I say that, Lando Norris Team Radio, the final one.
I will scream even louder, 'cause I'm
Well done, mate. Well done. Sorry about that. On the brake pedal.
Yeah, well done, boys. Beautiful 1-2.
Kimi Antonelli has got driver of the day. I'm not sure, like, his entire race, like, story. I wasn't really paying much attention, but as far as I can tell, wait, where did he even start? Wait, hang on. He started P8, finished P8, and got diffed by a Haas. I understand he's a rookie, but what has that got any sort of correlation with driver of the day? I feel like it has to be Oscar, Ocon, or Verstappen. I feel like it has to be one of them three. Maybe even Russell. Like, any of them, or even Leclerc, or Bearman. Any of them. But no, Antonelli, that... Okay, why don't we get that? That's cool. So, let's take a look at the provisional drivers' standings. I feel like that is quite a good idea. Drivers. Now, I want the drivers' championship. I don't want the drivers just their names. Oh, this is the driver standings. Oh, okay. So, Lando scored 18. So, he is going to go up onto 44 points. Oscar is going to go to 34. So a 10-point gap. Verstappen goes from 24 to 36. Russell goes from 20 to 35. He has been absolutely cooking these opening couple races. Antonelli goes from 14 to like 20. Albon's on 12. Hamilton will be on... Oh, I give up. I can't do basic edition. I give up. I can't be bothered. Right, I'm going to head off stream and go back to bed. I am very, very tired. But that was a very, 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 very fun weekend of racing. It's a shame the race was just a bit dull. I think practice was genuinely more exciting because there was at least some improved lap times and stuff. And now, there's actually a little bit of a break. Kind of thanks because, well, I'll be lying if I said I wasn't a bit sick and tired of, well, I mean, being awake all night, missing out on, like, you know, talking to friends and watching stuff like, you know, the football and the darts and just, you know, stuff like that. Also just making content with, you know, having to stay up all night and then sleep and then stay up all night. I basically have no time to make content. But now, I can rejoin the living. I can actually be awake during the daytime and chill because we have a week break. The next Grand Prix is on the 4th of April. That's when practice would be. It is going to be the Japanese Grand Prix. Which means, you know, I mean, when that time comes in 2 weeks, it will be, once again, staying up all night. The Japan Grand Prix, it will start, you know, practice 1 is at 3:30 in the morning, which is exactly the same as China. It is literally the same as, it's the same as China, except the race is 1 hour earlier at 6 a.m. rather than 7 a.m. So, the whole of this week, I get a little break, or next week I should say. Have a little breather, you know, chill, rejoin the living, all that bollocks. And then next weekend, it's staying up all night again to watch the Japanese Grand Prix. And honestly, I don't mind it at all. I feel like, you know, if you are from these countries, Japan, China, Australia, even like Bahrain and Saudi Arabia, for the European season, which is most of the season, you're always staying up all night, especially for the Australians. So, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I don't want to stay up all night to watch the Grand Prix. They should make it, like, better for us, because that's just cringe. However, on that subject, after Japan, we have the Bahrain Grand Prix. A week later, we actually have a triple header. Next up, Bahrain is at 4 p.m. and Jeddah is at 6 p.m. So a nice little afternoon and evening sessions. And then we have Miami at 9 p.m., which is just lovely. And then the European season commences, where we have 4 races in a row. Yeah, 3 races in a row with 2 p.m. races. Canada at 7. Austria, Britain, Belgium, Hungary, Netherlands, Italy, all at 2 p.m. It is going to be a blissful experience. I will, of course, also be watching F2 when it's back on. I don't actually know when that is. And there you have it. I mean, well, I set the target of not missing a single F1 session. It's round 2, China, and I've already missed one of them, which was the sprint race, because I kept waking up, turning my alarm off, and going back to bed. So my intention is to not miss another for the rest of the season. Let's see how it goes. Thank you for tuning in for the whole weekend, and we'll go from there. Thank you very much, and, well, I guess goodbye, isn't it? See you in a bit. Goodbye.
making of this a tragedy. I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning. You wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You think I would look good on your arm once you cover my bruises and battle scars.
I forgot to end the stream.